is going on, YouTube? It is your boy Deadman, and today your boy is out rolling, man. If you saw the last vlog, you saw that your boy went to Johnstown, PA for Thunder in the Valley motorcycle rally, and we are on our way back, man. It has been a long push back, but we are almost there. We're about 45 minutes from the crib, and I'll tell you what, your boy is ready to be home. It was 3 hours there, in which we took a beautiful ride, and then it's 3 hours back, in which we took a different way on the way back. But it's been a pretty ride, though. It's been a pretty ride, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm glad we made the ride, but they be rolling these things. We got Angelo up there on the CVO road glide. We got World, and we making this push back. But anyways, guys, today I wanted to make a quick video. I don't want to make a long video. I don't know how this angle is going to be. I know I'm sort of bugged up. Like I said, we're almost home, so I don't know what this is looking like. But I want to make a quick video talking about how I was able to use a house of mine to pay for this motorcycle. So I use my house every month to pay for my 2016 Harley Davidson Street Glide. So what do I mean by that? So a few years ago, I bought this bike back in 2018. I was 20 years old at the time. I had just got a job out of college making decent money, but I wasn't making that much money in which a $20,000 motorcycle was no big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like a $20,000 motorcycle was a huge deal for your boy. So I really wanted the bike. My dad and all his friends had the motorcycle, and I had wanted one for a couple years before that. I had been wanting one for like 3 years. So it was finally time for me to make the move on one. But like I said, money was tight, man. Money wasn't growing on trees. I'm not saying it is now, but money comes a lot more easily than it did back then. But anyways, I had to figure out a way that I could get this street glide, but I could get it, but it wouldn't get me. And what I mean by that is all the money going towards this bike, it wasn't going to cause me to be bike poor. You know what I'm saying? Like how people use that term house poor, I wasn't going to be bike poor. So I got the bike in April of 2018. I was trying to see what they was about to do. But I got the bike in April 2018. And at the time, your boy was still living at home. I was only 20 years old. I had just graduated from college. And I was just sort of figuring out my next moves. So I got the bike and I started making the payments. And at the time when I was living at home, it really wasn't too big of a deal because, you know, Pops was paying the mortgage at the crib, or actually Pops had paid off the mortgage at the crib. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have to pay anything to live there. But your boy wasn't trying to live at home forever. And me and Dom had been together for a couple years at that point, and we were ready to kind of get our own crib. So your boy bought his first house. So I bought my first house, and I closed on my first house at the beginning of August in 2018. So about 4 months after I purchased this bike. And I knew that eventually I wanted to rent out the house that I had bought. Because if I could rent out the house that I had bought, I knew that I would make enough money in cash flow to make this monthly payment every month, right? So I stuck to my plan, and I bought the house, and I lived in it for 1 year because the bank required me to live in the house for at least 1 year before I rented it out and started making cash flow off of every month. So that's what I did. I made my mortgage payment every month on time for a year. And after that year was up, Dom and I turned around. We bought a duplex property, which is a 2-unit apartment building. We rented out our single family house and moved into the duplex. Once we rented out the single family house put about $370 a month into our pocket every month. after the mortgage payment was made, after taxes were made, after insurance was made, and after we put a little bit aside for repairs, vacancy, capital expenditures, etc. Right? So, if you heard the story, you know that we used the rental property to then make the payment on this $20,000 motorcycle, because my payment on this motorcycle is $370 a month. So with that being said, we used the payment, or we used the cash flow from the single family home to make the payment on this $20,000 motorcycle. Man, that's a nice view. It's Lake Milton over there. So yeah, guys, we bought a house. We lived in it for 1 year. After that year was up, the bank allowed us to buy another house, in which we turned the first house into a rental property. And then that house ended up paying for this $20,000 motorcycle, which is dope. So I still owe like $7,000 on this motorcycle, but ever since that first year, I have not made one payment on this motorcycle. Now I know what you're thinking. Devin, what if the tenants don't pay? That's something, of course, that as a landlord, you always have to be aware of. If the tenants do not pay, at that point, I need to have the money in reserves, which I do, to be able to make my monthly payment for my Harley-Davidson Street Glide, as well as make my monthly payment on that rental house. Now, luckily, I have really good tenants. My tenants have never stiffed me. I have 3 rental units at this point, and none of my tenants have actually ever stiffed me. But I will say that I do a really good job up front vetting my tenants, making sure that I'm getting tenants who can afford the rent that I'm charging and that have a good track record for paying their bills on time. So that is how I use my house, or one of my houses I should say, because we have three houses in total. One is a duplex though, so making a total of 4 doors. You know, one that we live in, and then the 3 others that we rent out. That is how I use my house, my rental house, to pay for this 2016 Harley-Davidson Street Glide. So I wanted to make this video because I see so many people, man, and they want to go out and get that nice car, or they want to go out and get that dream motorcycle. But a lot of times, when you work a job, and after you pay your mortgage or after you pay your rent, that didn't make sense. After you pay your mortgage, or after you pay your rent, or after you make your car payment, or after you pay your child support, whatever the case, everybody has different bills. But a lot of times, after you make all those bills, you don't have a lot of extra money to go out and get liabilities like this, but you want them, right? You want that sports car, you want that motorcycle. So this is a way that has worked for me, that has enabled me to be able to go out and afford this beautiful motorcycle, and allow this to not be my only motorcycle in the garage. You know what I'm saying? We got a few bikes in the garage. But rental property investing has allowed me the opportunity to be able to afford this bike at a young age and still be able to build wealth, still be able to have money in my bank account, you know what I'm saying? Still be able to go out to eat when I want to go out to eat, still be able to drive a dream legendary car, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to share that with y'all, man. If you don't know where to get started and your mindset isn't yet there to think about how to buy assets versus spending all your money on liabilities, I recommend a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And in that book, guys, the author talks about the difference between assets and liabilities. And he talks about how an asset is something that puts money in your pocket every month, and a liability takes money out of your pocket every month. So an asset would be that house I was telling you guys about that puts $370 in my pocket every month. A liability would be this 2016 Harley Davidson Street Glide, a bike in which takes $370 out of my pocket every month. So Rich Dad Poor Dad kind of explains how nobody wants to live below their means. Nobody wants to not be able to go out and live their dream life, but you have to figure out a way that you can be smart with your money while attaining all your financial goals. So we talked about how you can use assets to pay for all those liabilities that your heart desires. And of course, being smart with all of this, right? You don't want to over leverage yourself. You want to be smart. You don't want to buy assets that aren't putting money in your pocket every month. Those are called headaches, not assets. But you want to be smart, man. And if you do that, you can have money coming in via assets, in which my fiance and I have. But you can also have the liabilities that your heart desires, like the motorcycle, the sports car, being able to go out to eat when you want, being able to travel when you want, etc. Right? Money in your bank account. You want to live the good life. So anyways, guys, I'm out here, man. Like I said, we're traveling back from Johnstown, Pennsylvania. We have had a legendary ride. I just wanted to give y'all some game on the ride back. I told you I wasn't going to talk y'all ear off. I hope this video was cool to post. We gonna see. I know I'm kind of bugged up, but if I feel like it's cool, I'm gonna post it. I tried to get up next to Angelo and World as much as I could to try to show y'all them, so y'all wasn't just seeing this windshield. But anyways, guys, always remember, man, when God is in it, there is no limit. And remember, your dream life is out there. You just have to find a way to go get it. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to another vlog. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Give this video a thumbs up. This is one of those videos, guys, that was short, sweet, simple. But if you take what was told during this video, you can change the trajectory of your financial future. Not only do we experience cash flow from our rental properties, but we also have experienced a lot of appreciation. We have experienced over $30,000, really over $40,000 of appreciation in all of our properties that we've purchased thus far. So do what you gotta do to go out there and make your dreams a reality like we're doing on this end. Thank you again for tuning in, and we will see y'all in the next video. Peace!